Oh,
Are we going in?
We're going in.
yeah, we're going in.
So on player one side
Why?
in the red, we have Shu playing Koji. And in the top right with Master of Math, aka Mathlords, playing Wulfar in the blue.
Yeah, Wulfar, once again, a great choice on this map. Wulfar is sort of a good choice on every map. He's a great commander to pick if you don't really know who to pick, because his groove sort of can always generate value, because influencing stuff far away from your commander is always good. Koji, I want to know what Shu has in store with the Koji. Is he going to go for a HQ cheese? Is he going to go for like a wall play? Like, what's his plan with the Koji here?
We're gonna see vertical barge again after so much, I can't think of the right word, kerfuffle about like the barge is always like horizontal always beating vertical barge, but no, she's gonna go for vertical. Master Math's gonna go for horizontal. So there's gonna be a race for this corner village.
There sure is. Now, I will say I have not played as many games on this map as these players have, but I am on Team Vertical Barge here. I started playing Vertical Barge right when this map came out, and I've always thought that it is way superior to the intended way to use the barge, which is sort of like just ferrying stuff like vaguely horizontal.
Oh, Master of Math moves his barge back. He's like, nah, your vertical barge. He might reach the island first, but I think what he really wants to do is grab this village and then heal from it. And that's exactly what he does. Yep. Because he really wants to be able to bash Koji's face in if he gets too close. And now Koji has to do the same thing. He has to heal as well. And we're seeing commanders go front to front as well. And normally, like, you see them, like, player 2 in this case would move down along the east side and go south. And player 1 would go north along this west side and they'd avoid each other. But no, they want to fight. Master of Math isn't stepping down from this.
This is going to lead to a bit of an interesting game, not something we normally see on this map with the two commanders going so head to head. And I think what Mathlord's idea here is, because Shu has moved his commander up, he can now threaten this low HP village, the low HP C village from Mathlord's side. And Mathlord doesn't want him to take that because it's kind of hard for player 2 to respond in kind with that. So he's trying to threaten Shu away from that sea village. Well, to hit the sea village, you have to stand on a beach, and if you stand on a beach, I'm gonna thwack you for, ton of damage.
Yeah, but I will say on this map, there's a lot of dynamics with the barge and these villages you're talking about, where, well, if you can deal a water village and your barge is nearby, the barge can be used very well to defend this water village, because not a lot of units can attack a barge. But it looks like Mathlord is going to just give it up and push quite aggressively onto the HQ.
That Wulfar is very deep. That is an extremely deep Wulfar.
Koji gets the free. I would have thought he'd go for the water village first. Because that...
I mean,
the road village isn't going to have good health for quite a while, so that he could potentially save that to hit it later, but...
Yeah, and I mean,
well,
now...
the same for the water village.
Now, if Wulfar hits Koji, Koji's on a road, so if Wulfar hits Koji, he may actually struggle to one-shot that water village, which would be really bad.
Although if Koji hits... if Wulfar hits Koji, he gets mage crit in return for it, so...
Ooh, yeah, there is the forest there.
We could see Wulfar going down, and then the sword to, like, destroy the village, and then the sword stealing it. Yeah, exactly like that.
That's actually really smooth. He gets groove as well, so like any kind of surround on him isn't gonna work.
This opening from mathlord is wild. I have not seen an opening that works this way at all.
I'm wondering if we're gonna see Treb come out.
I don't
From
think
Shu,
so.
do you think?
From the way the barge is being played, it's more to look for getting the other corner village. And Wulfar really makes sense with this opening, and I'm not sure if Shu's choice of buying a golem here is really, well, just, because on this map Wulfar can just groove a golem and kill it from any point of the map, really.
Yeah, there is a lot of water on this map. The golem is the trebuchet suggestion, and I don't know if I feel as good about the golem.
Okay, we see another Koji hit come out. One more and he's got groove. No targets right now though, so it's going to be a couple more turns before that becomes any kind of option. But that's a huge threat. Koji groove on this map. The headquarters is fairly exposed, so you can just like run in and kill it.
And I have a feeling that's what Shu is going to be looking for here. You know, he's got, with the golem as well, he's got a lot of high mobility units. I wouldn't be too surprised if he moved the golem up to try to get the golem in position to thwack the HQ. And then once Koji Groove comes up, you just go straight in. The mathlord is going to be a key component in preventing that, though. The balloon is going to be very big.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were gonna see a Nair unit to, well, like, if you give too many targets that only Wulfar can kill with his groove, he's not gonna be able to deal with all of them. And since mathlord only has one mage, he cannot really afford to trade it for an air unit, because then another one will just pop out of the tower and you have nothing to deal with it anymore.
Mathlord suddenly finding himself a little bit in the woods here with Wulfar. Still playing aggressive, though. He is not afraid. He's saying, you know, I can just skirt around the edges of anything you can throw at me, and I have no fear.
That's
He's
actually a
not
really
even
nice
in danger of
position.
getting surrounded, actually.
Yeah, that's a really nice positioning from Wulfar because the Harpy can't surround him now.
Yeah, you can tell that he's prepared this positioning because he moved Wulfar there right away. On this map, you would need to be considering all the possible spots you could move Wulfar to, and whether you were vulnerable to surround and what could hit you and stuff. But he obviously knew that, you know, if you go to this spot, you're probably safe. So he was just, oh, I'll just conveniently drop down and whack that village, and I'm safe. You know, I can get hit by a sword, but it doesn't matter.
So Mass is the person in finals, right? So like I'm not gonna doubt him for a moment. He obviously knows what he's doing with this plan. But I kind of would have liked to have seen a dragon. Just to offer like a lot more threat to things. Like anything that goes on these roads will just die immediately.
Dragons are very powerful on this map, but the income doesn't support them easily. Like, look at Mathlord's income. Mathlord and Shu both are only at 1200 income right now.
He did have
so
enough
they're going to
bank
have to
last
spend
turn,
turn
though.
banking.
He did have just enough, but he decided to go for Golem Spear instead. And we see a Treb come out from Shu.
There it is.
Weirdly though, I think Wulfar is one of the
Extremely-
commanders that actually deals with this quite well.
It's true, because Wulfar can launch a golem over there. But the Treb can defend the HQ very efficiently. You know, it can sit sort of behind that village near the HQ. It's going to be very difficult for any of Mathlord's units to reach it there, and it covers the entire HQ. So, very efficient at preventing sort of multi-turn HQ plays. You're gonna, if you want to knock the HQ, you're gonna have to hit the entire thing at once.
We see him now going for this corner village. He does have the income lead as well, so this is only going to further boost that.
And he's had the income lead for quite a few turns, actually.
Income lead and unit lead. Mathlord playing pretty strong here with a very unconventional looking opening, and he sort of seems to be running circles around Shu a little bit. Shu keeps, it seems like Shu is trying to chase him down, and Mathlord is just always one step ahead, and you can't, Shu hasn't quite been able to reach him.
Now I'm a little concerned about Wulfar. He is exposed on 3 sides, and I think a sword has, there's like a coin flip, right, where you can try and suicide a sword in off the road.
Yeah, if you can suicide a sword, then it opens up the lethal opportunity, but well, it's RNG, so
there's not a lot of
I'm not
downside
sure.
to going for the sword suicide, though.
Well, you do lose a sword if it doesn't go for it, like if it doesn't work out.
The swords
Which
aren't
isn't the
providing him a
best.
ton of value by this HQ right now anyway.
I think the
we-
swords are actually very important right now because having body blockers against Wulfar when you want to keep a golem alive on a map like this is really important.
Okay, so he's not going for the sword suicide. He's going for the harpy hit first, so sword suicide is off the
Yeah,
table now.
he just wants to, well, push Wulfar away, basically.
Yeah, so I think he's going to go in with the mage next, maybe. Force Wulfar to leave. Wulfar, I mean, Wulfar could technically punt this golem, but he'll die if he does it, so the golem is effectively safe. Okay, it goes in with the sword, that way the mage doesn't get killed by Mathlord's sword. Yep, Trebman. Gonna be very hard to dislodge that Treb.
I imagine we're also going to see like a mage heal come down on that golem, and the sword even.
He's got 2 potential mage heals if he wants to spend the gold.
Kind of worried because Wulfar kind of has to heal on the village, but that means Mathlord's units are going to be exposed next turn, and right now he can kind of only kill swords. Although he can kill quite a few swords, there is going to be quite a big punish next turn.
Can kill some swords, and he also has to reach anything this current turn, but it'll be there. And the balloon can transport some pikes as well. So as long as Mathlord can survive here, he's probably not in that much trouble.
Yeah, Wulfar goes back up to full health.
Yeah, and he's healed back to full, so pushing in again with the golem is risking the golem getting punted into the water.
Yeah, there isn't as good a position to attack
Well,
from here.
Shu's attack. I think this is a pretty intimidating force here, and if it's well positioned, so he might lose that mage, which is unfortunate. But if Shu goes in, he's going to lose a lot more units than he gains. So I think Shu is going to opt to back off.
And yeah, as you can see, it's a bit interesting to see that Mathlord uses his full HP sword to finish off a 5% one, rather than weakening another
Spending some time
one.
thinking about these swords here. He's wondering... Yeah, if he moves the sword straight down, good body blocks. Yeah, he just chooses to play kind of conservative with the swords there. Too surprising. Another golem coming out.
I'm thinking
Very
like if
nice.
Shu if Shu wants to, he can just hit that
Oh,
village
still
with
not opting for
Koji,
dragon.
not really get
I'm
punished, and
surprised.
just get groove. And then suddenly you have a lot of pressure on the HQ. He could even set up a sword crit for his own sword while doing so.
Oh yeah, he can put a lot of pressure on the headquarters. But on the other hand, there's a night crit available. So Shu has to respect that to some degree.
I'm having some kind of audio problem, so I'm gonna drop off for a moment.
Okay. It just occurred to me actually, Shu went for 2 harpies, which is normally not a great idea.
Right.
I think the idea was that it deals with the knight quite well, and since only one mage was available, if you have 2 harpies, the mage can't really deal with both of them.
Okay, Shu brings his own commander down to deal with this threat.
And this mage is going to live, actually. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, that was a crit from the commander.
Good positioning there. I don't know how I feel about the Treb going to that position, although...
Treb moving up, I don't know.
I would have thought it would move behind the
Yeah, it's kind of
headquarters.
threatening here. It prevents him from pushing in further. But
Well, you're
I
just
don't
really
know
moving the
about
Treb
it.
forward at
there's
this
a
point.
potentially
There's not much to
pretty
it.
scary punish coming in. Although, what kind of mage heal he gets here? You know, what kind of mage heals he opts for. But I think mathlord is looking like he's in a position to do a pretty strong punish.
Okay, we're definitely going to see Wulfar Groove come out now. Yep. I think we're just going to see the golem die.
Damages the mage in the process.
That's kind of the perfect tile for it to hit into.
Yep. He does have to cover up for Wulfar a little bit, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Because if you put a unit right of the 7 HP village, doesn't matter if you don't own it, it'll still block any unit trying to go there. And you can do the same like on top of the 2 HP village, and Wulfar is covered on all sides.
I like the mage heal. Just keeping Wulfar that extra bit safe.
Yeah, there we go.
The mage heal was a very smart choice here.
I don't even think he needed it, but you do want to keep your commander at high HP, especially if it's an aggressive one like Wulfar. I would have liked the heal to come out before the knight retreats, so that you can get the knights too, but that's like some small optimization. And we see Witch come out.
Which is an interesting choice here. I'm wondering if he's... I guess it's for the harpies, or maybe he's planning on a lethal, I don't know.
I think it's... Yeah, I guess he wants to deal with the harpies, and he also wants to stop Shu from just getting more and more harpies and their units in general.
Well, here's the Koji groove. It's live now, but Shu isn't in a particularly good position to use it aggressively right now, unless he wants to go for commander lethal, but he's really far away from the HQ, which I think is sort of what he was originally planning on doing with it.
I think it's actually really scary because he's got a Treb right behind him, and now the bombs are going to be able to block for the trap. Actually, the witch makes a lot of sense. It's just to have the option to kill the bombs.
Oh. Very
Yeah, for
interesting,
those
yeah.
coming in, the witch is the only unit that has the ability to one-shot bombs. It gets that 2x multiplier crit, which, you know, bombs take maximum 50% regular damage from things.
However, the bomb will still damage the witch when it blows up, so the witch cannot one-shot both of the bombs.
If I'm math, I kind of wish the golem had taken a little bit more damage there.
Yeah, 48%, never a number you want to see on your golem.
One of those cursed percentages, like 21 or 41.
Yeah.
36, the most cursed percentage of all.
Only if Sedge is involved, though.
Builds another harpy.
Yeah, he is. He is spamming these harpies, which, I mean, he barely just caught up the income right now, and he might lose another village soon on the north front. Although I'm not sure about that, but
Well, mathlord is going to have to back off here. I really don't think he can
yeah, I
either
don't
produce
think
lethal
you
or...
can push into Koji bombs and Treb.
He would have to be able to win the game right now, and that's just not on the table, so he's got to back off. But, you know, if he pivots to the north side, he's already got a pretty strong-looking force up there. A lot of juicy, undefended villages that he could easily take. So, if he pivots to the north side, it's going to be a powerful play. He could swing a sizable income lead.
Goes double mage. I like the double mage because he's already, by committing a mage to killing that harpy, saying, like, I'm willing to trade my mages to kill harpies. And harpies cost quite a bit more gold. So, the main advantage of the harpy is you get that extra production round, right? Your 2 barracks get to be used and your tower. That is, like, perhaps their biggest strength. But they cost 600 compared to the 400 of the mage, so...
Yeah, and if you look at Shu's last 2 barracks productions, it was 2 swords.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, swords are not what Shu needs right now at all. Shu really needs some units that can effectively deal with this pretty scary ground game. There's 2 golems, there's knight, there's pikes, and swords are just not contributing right now.
On the other hand, swords do wall for the treb.
It is
So-
true,
Yeah,
but the
but-
Treb is already quite safe. You know, he's got a balloon
Yeah,
to help
and-
protect it. Harpy is a potential Koji bomb.
And swords are not the best blockers either, because while they are cheap and disposable in a way, there's a lot of units and there are a lot of ways to just one-shot them. So sometimes, if you want a wall for a treb, swords aren't really the best units to go for.
I like how, as you said, cheap and disposable, he didn't even heal his sword off the village. Just showing you how much they're actually worth.
So, bombs coming down. Now, 1 bomb is in witch range. However, will probably be a mage. Interesting. So Shu once again sticking with his philosophy of I'm just gonna fight where my opponent isn't. Now, mathlord going up north with his golem and everything, so Shu's saying, fine, I'll just trade you the southern village, the southern sea village, instead of trying to defend my northern sea village where I'm already on the back foot.
Second trebuchet. And the barge is potentially in position to pick it up next turn. Oh, never mind, he didn't move it. I guess he just wants to slowly walk his trebuchets.
Moving Wulfar to the north, it looks like Math is planning on ceding some ground there. I don't think he's going to be challenging bombs. Yeah, it looks like he's just. It looks like we're ultimately going to see that kind of match that we predicted at the beginning with the two commanders splitting on opposite sides, except they're on the wrong side for which player they were supposed to be.
Well, it is a very dynamic match. Math simply doesn't really want to fight into the Treb right now. Yeah, he gets a Treb of his own. Deal with it.
But unfortunately, his Treb is several turns behind the movement of Shu's Treb. It's going to take a while before that Treb is super impactful. It can move one tile to the left. In order for it to get any closer to Shu's army than that, it's going to have to take several turns of sort of navigating around the terrain.
I think rather than a Treb, I would have liked to see a dragon from Math, perhaps. Although, well, the idea of the Treb is you want to be able to, well, respond to the Treb with one of your own. But with the dragon, you can pressure, like, you can basically gobble up all the north front villages very fast. Like, much faster than the Treb will be able to.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a dragon come out. If you manage to put a dragon in the center, once it reaches sort of one of these tiles surrounding that central flagstone, it pretty much covers the entire map. So if you can establish a dragon in that position, then you have a lot of map control. It's very hard for your opponent to move around, especially around the north and south edges because of those road tiles. I'm surprised we haven't seen one come out from either player. And at this point, it's looking like it's too late for Shu to go for one because of this witch and everything, but who knows?
I mean, something I was kind of surprised on Math's side is he didn't get some archers out. Because they do deal with like weakening the spears, which allows you to send your ground forces in to clean up in front of the Treb. And then you do like the thing where you line up the night crit behind it. They also deal with the sparrow bombs quite well. So that was like a different kind of option I would have like potentially seen come out.
The nice thing about archers on this map, most players... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, nice thing about archers on this map is that most players stop using the barge after like turn 4 or 5, but you can actually use archers or use the barge to front switch your archers because they don't really mind standing that close to the beach. So you can just front switch your archers very easily with this barge.
I just realized something as well. That harpy on the right hand side is actually just dead. Like the witch can just go and kill it for free if it wants to.
Oh, interesting. Now I wonder if that is a mistake or if that's a bait. Try and get the witch to move away so that he can do something else.
Possibly a bait. I mean the sword, yeah, the sword's gonna try and move to cover, which it does. So yeah, Shu's positioning his army, but there isn't a huge amount to punish that.
And that balloon placement is actually to prevent the barge from blocking the square from to access this water village.
Yeah, it does like the two jobs of it keeps that harpy safe while also blocking that square, which is quite nice. Shu just doing a slow march forwards. We're seeing that kind of like 1.3 gameplay of like you get your trebuchets and your spears in front of them.
And despite mathlord having the income lead for the whole game, we're seeing Shu come back in it. I think mathlord is going to take the income lead back here with his golem.
That dog taking 43% on the counterattack from the village.
That is a very unfavorable roll.
I mean, it is a dog and it is a beach, but still like quite sad to look at.
Yeah. So I mean, mathlord back with the income advantage now. I don't know. Shu has really equalized the income here, and something that I think mathlord was kind of leaning on was that he could. He had that income advantage, but Shu played around it really well. When you don't have an income lead, you just want to avoid engaging, and buying the trebuchets was a great way to do that. Just saying we can't fight at all now because there are trebuchets on the map. Because the more units you build up, the less those individual unit differences matter.
Yeah, actually that's pretty interesting. Like Math basically went around the whole map and rotated around the first trebuchet. So now he kind of only has to worry about the second.
That's true. The first trebuchet actually is no longer really in a position to do anything. Wulfar standing on a beach, not great. However, there's nothing that can really punish him for it. And he is in range of the HQ. So that second trebuchet is probably going to prevent him from trying anything too funny.
Yeah, you were talking about those swords earlier, and those two swords that were built earlier are the things that can threaten Wulfar at the moment. So he's definitely not in the best position he could be.
So, I mean, imagine if those were two pikes instead. And this would be a lot scarier, wouldn't it?
He's also been walking around this 50% golem for quite a while now. He never really had the money to heal it.
They're very expensive to heal. It's hard to, especially in a game like this where they're really trying to grind out the unit count. It's hard to justify spending money on healing that golem if it's not going to hit anything for 5 turns anyway.
That's true.
And they're going into a very low income phase right now where they're just constantly trading villages. So having that money to do things like heal your golem up is going to be more difficult.
Yeah, that's right. We're seeing the income, the total income going down each turn. mathlord down to only 1,100 income right now. At 1,200, but he's going to be losing more income next turn, so... This has evolved into a very strange kind of base race, almost.
Yeah, but not really, because trebuchets are in position around the HQs, so it's going to be very hard to push it to them.
Yeah, the ideal situation is you get some kind of line that becomes available that allows you to like set up a night crit, for example. And like I said earlier, this is why I would have liked to have seen an archer come out. Not only do they deal with the Koji bombs quite well on top of everything else, but they allow you to do things like weaken a pike enough for a dog to go in and finish it, and then your night crit runs in, or your golem, for example. I think knight's better because you're trading a 600 cost unit for a 1000 cost unit.
Yeah, but I think like any way you can kill a trebuchet that has been moving for like 5 turns to get into position. If you can kill it with any one unit, you take that trade.
Ooh, clean decap from that golem there.
Very nice. I bet Math is very happy about that roll that he got.
Yeah. Slightly unfavorable roll, but you know.
And we're coming up to the halfway point in this game. I think both players are running at about 15 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I believe mathlord is very slightly ahead time, but it depends on how long he takes on this turn. I mean, if this is a long turn, then he could easily fall behind, and time is going to start being an important factor here.
And if I'm math, the way I would be looking at this as a kind of way to set up my end game would be, if I'm facing down 2 trebuchets, I want to kill one of them with my knight, and I want to do something like Wulfar Groove or Golem onto the second one.
I think a Wulfar Groove to take out a high priority unit water is going to be a must for mathlord to finish this out cleanly.
Oh, and we see mass trebs moving up forward as well, so...
These trebs are really just so oppressive right now. Both players are just so limited in what they can do because of these trebuchet positioning.
Yeah, because what Shu wants to do at the moment is he wants to farm Groove on Koji to get 2 more bombs out. That gives him like a huge amount of potential to just punch through and win the game with the headquarters kill. Or threaten to kill the enemy commander.
One of mathlord's trebuchets is in range of a Koji bomb. The big question is, the question of the day is, will he take this opportunity to push in? The second trebuchet is still defending. So will he take that opportunity, that damage onto the trebuchet with the Koji bomb to move in? Or will Shu continue to play it safe?
Ooh, 2 trebs moving into crit range of a knight.
That looks like he's opted not to go for the... Oh no, it's still on the table. I mean, if Shu decides to Koji bomb that trebuchet and then doesn't follow up, the trebuchet will just heal.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, Shu likes to play very conservative with his G bombs, so I don't think we're gonna go for that, especially in like a game like this one, which is like becoming very well. So far, it has been very unit count focused, where like neither player wants to give the advantage to the other. So the Koji bomb is basically an extra unit, and you don't really want to throw one away just for poke. And speaking of throwing units away, the Harpy was supposed to the Witch with no punish available.
Yep, that is 600 gold down the drain.
And now he's only got 1 Harpy left. And the big thing about Harpies is they're great blockers, so... And I love this trebuchet movement. Slowly moving up. Covering each other as well, so...
Well, the trebuchets are actually moving on a path they won't be able to cross at some points. It's quite weird.
Even seeing Math doing something like going for this corner village, there isn't a huge amount of time left on the clock, but he's playing for this late game.
Well,
So
the
I
later this
think...
game goes, the more Koji is favored in this matchup, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, Math hasn't gotten that much value out of his groove. He's only fired off 1. It was okay, but it wasn't a huge impact. Really would have liked to had, you know, turn 14, he really would have liked to had at least 2 by now.
Interesting that he goes for the mage heal instead of just healing the golem. I guess he wants that village to have enough life to heal from.
The mage heal was probably cheaper than reinforcing.
20% of the golem is...
No, reinforcing on a village is cheaper than a mage heal on only 1 golem. I think maybe he just realized that, well, potentially Koji could, well, go in and kill the golem. Now if he does, he has to commit quite a bit, and it's not really interesting because he steps into range of the golem, of the trebuchet, and yeah.
So the mage heal is more expensive per health healed, keep in mind
Yeah.
that if you use it on just the one golem, but keep in mind that you do have to, if a unit is below 100 health, you have to reinforce it all the way to 100. So he would actually have had to spend more gold. He opted to reinforce the golem.
That's true. Actually, oh, I'm thinking right now, mathlord could use the witch to kill the balloon, and then this mage and spear would be stuck here on this island until Shu gets another balloon or gets his bard over here.
That would be funny, although he would lose the witch in response, unfortunately.
Yes. But that would be like, I guess it's a temporary 1 for 3 unit count differential. So, pretty good trade, I think.
Yeah, that's true. And with the way that the econ of this game is going, you know, both units still at, or both players rather, huge unit counts at this point, and really in a unit count heavy contest, still really fighting for income. I don't know if she would easily be able to justify building another balloon to go pick them up. You know, it would take so many turns for the balloon to go get them, pick them up, and bring them somewhere useful.
So Math has a trebuchet available with his barge, and this trebuchet in the center, it can't go any further because of the flagstone, but it really shuts down a lot of the defensive options on the side of Shu. Like, he can't block for that treb anymore because his own, like, mass treb is going to kill anything that's in front of it, and he can no longer move that trebuchet up to a more aggressive position because the trebuchet will just kill it first.
And that's some Groove of War 1 tactics right there.
And he's just slowly rotating his army around now because that barge is going to open up the opportunity for mass treb to go to the south side. And I guess Shu could do the same with his back treb. That does reach his own barge. But we're just seeing a lot of side switching. I would have liked to have seen a small heal on that golem on math. Get it that extra 12%. There we go. That trebuchet is going to go up to the north side now, I think.
Trebarge coming out, the Barbouche, the Trarge.
It has many names.
It does.
I think there was, even though there was a vote, everybody disagreed anyway and refused to accept the results.
Yeah, the vote was kind of a waste. Yeah, I'm wondering if Shu is going to try playing for time here, because Shu is 2 minutes ahead on the clock now. He's taking his moves very fast. So I have a feeling he might just be trying to time mathlord out, which is something mathlord's really got to worry about. You know, he needs to figure out a way to break this formation, otherwise he'll either lose to time or he'll lose to 4 Koji bombs.
If I'm math, I see a sword being able to run up and hit that south trebuchet, and I think it's worth going for. You're sacking a sword, but you're doing quite a lot of damage, and that... Yep, there we go.
Oh,
Oh, he even gets the kill, and the other trebuchet doesn't cover.
that is a big move. Now, unfortunately, that golem is probably going to die.
Yeah, it is going to go down to the dragon and Koji probably, which will give him more room.
He can lose it to just the dragon and pike. Koji doesn't have to. No,
Yeah,
you're right. Koji can. Yeah.
I assume Koji would want the groove because he would be so close to getting the second one after this.
Math,
but
he's
I mean-
moving his army up. He can take that village. There's not a huge amount here to defend this. The mage is
There's
on
the
the
dragon.
island, so he has his witch to defend against the dragon. There's no Like, the closest mage is on the other side of the headquarters. And
Oh,
Math,
man,
he's just
losing-
going for it.
Losing that Treb was just... Oh, that's devastating.
Could you even see this knight go around to the south?
Well, he needs to be careful that he doesn't swing too far around, because if he leaves his HQ open for too long, there are still 2 bombs on the field. So if he leaves his HQ too open, he'll just get his HQ popped.
He does have a witch coming out on the north side as well, so he has enough to deal with the
Probably.
bombs.
Yeah, it's
Koji
probably
has
there to help
one
deal
good
with
target
bombs.
to build Groove, so he can take that village. But I think Shu made a small misplay with that trebuchet. It's gonna go down.
I think that was a mistake. I think she didn't see that the golem could hit it. Which, I mean, to be fair, neither did I. But it's really going to cost him.
Koji's quite vulnerable here, but he has enough units behind this to back him up.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Treb. Yeah, he's in Treb crit range. Oh, I just disconnected.
Oh,
Isn't
not quite
it
Treb crit.
rate?
Treb hit though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and we were talking about the witch taking out the balloon in the southeast, but there's a harpy swung up to the northwest side that's probably going to take that balloon down next turn.
Yeah, and the balloon doesn't have a good place to drop their spears, so they're gonna get stuck over there.
Yeah, the harpy's just slowly going to pick them off.
Yeah, and the balloon has to drop the spears off. Because if they stay in the balloon, then the harpy will kill all 3 of them.
I mean, the balloon could like run south to escape the harpy for 1 turn, and then like you could run it back up and cover with the spears and have shenanigans like that. But effectively, these 3 units are kinda dead.
Ooh, but we see Shu doing stuff like putting a golem in Treb crit range. That golem's on a road too, so it's not going to be long for this world.
Yeah, that golem's out of here. I think that the time pressure is really starting to play in. You know, you can see that both players are taking their moves really quickly. I think that they're normally, when you have a board this stacked, really taking time to think out what your optimal moves are, and that's just not an option anymore.
We see the witch finally going for the Koji bomb.
Yeah, now that a second Koji groove is increasingly likely, I think that was a good play. You know, he didn't take that much collateral damage for it.
He will probably lose the witch, but yeah, this is starting to evolve into a very... Oh, mathlord did not see the crit on the golem.
The other golem next to it could have walked up and hit the trebuchet in return, but maybe he just prefers to keep his trebuchets in a position where like, they push forward to create this formation rather than just trying to go for one isolated golem kill.
I think what both players are looking to do here is, now that they don't really have time to think their moves out that carefully, they're looking to just establish center control, hoping to get a blowout victory in one big fight and make the other player surrender.
I think Math has the edge on that front. Like, Chu lost a Treb, his other Treb's pretty far back, whereas Math's trebuchets, he could put a 4th trebuchet. And that's going to be a Trebarge as well, so he's got this kind of like conga line of trebuchets coming.
He's up 6 units now, as well as, and one of those units is a village. So this is starting to swing a little bit in Matt's favor, but here's the second Koji groove.
Yeah, here's the second Koji groove.
Down goes the witch, and he has to do stuff like trading witches for Koji bombs. Koji gets a lot of value out of his groove.
It's not really the move you want, but he doesn't have that much of a choice. Now, he does have a second witch available. He did prepare for this happening.
And there are
Right
things
now,
like...
he could raid his 2 mages for the bomb, but I mean, he would still have some left.
Ooh, that trebuchet is slowly moving forward to the headquarters. If I'm Math, I really want to get another Wulfar Groove up, which he's gonna have access to at the end of this turn.
I mean, he was in kind of a precarious position. Kind of position that a Wulfar Groove could break wide open. Oh, and it looks like this second trebuchet might not last. It looks like the golem might be going for it.
Yep.
There it is.
And there's a follow-up night crit as well, if he wants to go for it. And trebuchet crit onto another unit, which is really good. He's gonna, yeah, he's gonna sacrifice damage on mages to kill a bomb. And yeah, now Math, he's gonna really just start trading as many units as he can.
He's really trying to turn the screws here with only 5 minutes left on the clock. He knows that he needs to end this right now.
Very dangerous in situations like these because he can do some extra damage to HQs and potentially get like some 1/3 lethals.
Mathlord, his rotation of his army has been really smart because Shu's got a ton of infantry units. You know, 4 swords, sorry, 2 pikes and a mage. They're just kind of hanging out on the top shore. Like, yeah, they can pick off this golem, mage, but it's not really doing super important damage here. The real threat is all down south, so now there's quite a lot of units stuck up there. Using the witch, unfortunate, but I think he knew that was coming.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to kill that with a trebuchet in return though, so...
Yeah, and yeah, he bought a second witch, so this was all part of the plan. Oh, Shu looks like gearing up for an HQ push. Dragon is in HQ range. At first I was wondering why he bothered to use the dragon on that golem when he could have killed it with other stuff, but he's got the dragon in range of the HQ. I have a feeling Koji bombs may be moving in that direction as well.
He's gonna use them to defend his HQ. I guess they are much more effective at defending an HQ than attacking it.
Say all of a sudden, but all of a sudden Math, he has all of these trebs, but he doesn't really have much in front of them anymore.
Yeah, that dragon is suddenly looking kind of scary. Yeah, there's a witch, but dragon is fairly threatening.
Koji is in Treb crit range, actually.
Certainly
he
is, and
is.
he's gonna get crit.
Ooh, he's gonna take a lot of damage.
Wulfar has Groove.
Yeah, but how's he gonna use it?
Is he going to heal the spear and then kill it? Yeah. Oh, it didn't die. He didn't
Ooh.
heal the spear.
I say this is interesting, but it's more awkward than anything else.
It is very awkward.
Yeah.
Both players have committed so much at so many different points in this game that it's kind of just like a mishmash going on right now.
And that balloon in the southeast, Shu could have brought his army back And he still can. He
think
can
he
just
forgot
drop it on the
about
trebuchet.
I was thinking, like, if you suicide the dog into Koji somehow, and then you get a night hit and a Wulfar groove, Koji could have potentially died.
So the 6 HP dog could have been Wulfar grooved, the spot to the south of Koji. Could have, and I think that might have killed the dog. Could have given him the damage necessary. But
Yeah,
he
but you
opted
can
not to
just-
go for it.
You get Wulfar groove on the north, so it doesn't really matter if the stuff dies on the.
It's true.
Well, regardless, I think both pushes have been kind of repelled at this point. Like the fact that Shu's trebuchets are dead now is pretty big, but Math doesn't really have the force in front of them to push properly anymore. So it potentially will come down to time.
Math with only about 3 minutes left on the clock. Shu coming in at 6 minutes, so Shu has the luxury to just let this game stall out as long as possible, especially now with his second set of body blocking Koji drones. I think Shu's just going to try camping his HQ until the timer runs out.
Yeah, we saw Math trade golems for trebuchets earlier, but now he doesn't have golems to just shove forwards. So his, like, sure, you can slowly wear away at the army with trebuchets, but Shu has 2 golems and 2 dragons behind this, and 3 harpies as well. So there's a lot of stuff that the trebuchets aren't going to be as effective against. Okay, the mage comes forward.
The trebuchet is now in HQ crit range, and he
Ooh.
only needs like 1 hit and Wulfar Groove potentially. I'm not sure how this exactly works out, but
The trebuchet needs to not take any damage though, and that's going to be the big challenge.
yeah,
Mage
he'll
runs
have, like,
forwards.
1 mage, yeah.
So now it's a game of, like, I just need to keep my balloon alive. I don't think that harpy... Oh, there is a harpy that's in crit range.
Yeah, can a harpy and a bomb kill a balloon? Probably, because the harpy crits.
With the harpy crit, balloon.
Then
Yeah,
you
I mean a
could have
harpy. So a harpy
dragon
crit should
go above
do.
there.
Harpy crit should do like 75 to a balloon or something like that. So with the bomb, that should be enough.
Yeah, and then dragon just flies around and... Although I guess in Mass case, if he can clear the dragon that comes around, he just moves his other trebuchet up and finishes off the
Yeah.
dragon. I would kind of
Assuming
like
he
to
has
see...
any ground units left.
I kind of wish one of these trebuchets was a ballista. I feel like it'd be so useful.
Yeah, it's always like that. But
Well, here's another route to the trebuchet.
yeah,
Oh,
clears
there
a
it goes.
path. Can hit it with the golem.
Oh, and then the Koji bomb taking that spot. Oh.
That's very frustrating. He can still clear it with the witch, but
Yeah.
But then his witch is going to take a bunch of damage. Really not what he wanted.
Yeah, but isn't really that bad now? You can clear a... Oh. Dragon damaging the other trip. Yeah, this is
Ooh.
looking...
yeah, this is pretty grim right now.
I mean, suddenly mathlord is finding himself 10 units down, the 200 gold income deficit. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do here.
He is going to do a lot of damage gold-wise. A lot of
Killing
values.
that dragon.
He's going to be able to finish this golem off as well.
Yeah, he can groove the other one too. It would leave him on the road, but there's no like dragon to kill him.
There's mage
From
crit
there.
though.
Whatever he opts for,
Yeah.
he's going to have to come up with it quickly.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's just like moving units just to do stuff, I guess.
He's only got 90 seconds left on the clock.
And there comes the mage here. We're probably gonna see another mage come out. Oh no, another
No.
treb. He's gonna try and get a trebuchet back into that crit position.
I don't know what
Yeah,
the plan for that trebuchet is. This game's going to be over way before that treb gets anywhere.
I don't think he'll have time to bring it over.
Shu could actually just kill a significant amount of this army before then.
Wondering if Shu could just kill Wulfar.
I don't think Shu needs to kill Wulfar is the thing.
It's true, but he could.
He could.
It looks
I've
like though
just
he's
noticed
opting to just,
Shu still didn't capture this corner village.
No, yeah. Like that's like 100 golds. At this point, there's probably what 600 golds that he could have gathered in a very small amount of time.
Turn 22. I mean, he probably just forgot about it.
Yeah.
If I was you, I would bring that balloon back with those units and put it on top of the other trebuchet.
Yeah, just to be a nuisance.
Yeah, it's a way to make mass spend time dealing with them.
Trebuchets are a great unit, but if you have 3 of them and nothing in front, like I seriously, like genuinely think one of these should have been a ballista.
At least one of them should have been a golem. That's for sure. I think
Yeah.
that fourth
Or-
trebuchet that he built.
There was a moment when the very northmost trebuchet could have crit a golem, and then like a dog could have followed up or something and finished the golem off. Like I think he really should have just gone for that and traded a trebuchet, because having 4 trebuchets. And now we're seeing Shu just continue to shove.
There's nothing mathlord can do at this point. There's too many targets for the trebuchets. Too many of them are at low health. And he just doesn't have enough time to formulate a.
Even captures the
Well
the tower.
calculated, yeah. Having the tower, a little bit of a little bit of a flex there.
Is he ever going to capture the southeast village?
That's in chat on whether he ever captures the southeast village.
Oh, he did look. No, he did. He moved.
Oh,
his
he
units.
eventually brought his units back. Okay. I think he could have done that a few turns ago, but
Well, Shu definitely not going to expose his CO, so
Koji gets the launch, or not Koji, jeez. Wulfar gets the launch on the golem, however, he is standing on a beach tile right now.
yeah, there's a mage crit available.
Yeah. I think this is all slightly beside the point. There's 38 seconds left. I guess the hope here is that Shu will try to go for the lethal and take more than 2 minutes and 17 seconds and time out while going for the lethal.
He moves the one mage that he probably shouldn't have to do that.
and he's probably just looking.
There's
to
still a mage crit
damage.
available.
Alright, yeah, alright. There is a mage crit. Okay. Suicide's the sword on the dog makes sense. Commander can just walk in and finish that, I think.
Yeah, he's probably gonna use mages.
Oh, and the
Ooh,
bomb, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that the bomb didn't go for Wulfar, but that's okay. This is still gonna be it.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is
Yeah.
it. This is it.
Koji plus Dragon is a lot of damage, and we're gonna see Shu take Groove of War 4.
Congratulations to Shu. Look at that unit count. Holy cow. Bath.
Yeah, that was one hell of a game.
A fitting final to an incredible tournament. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stick around for the interview because I have to go to a work meeting right now. But thanks for having me on for commentary. I hope everyone enjoyed the tournament.
Yeah, thank you again, Enderman. This has been a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun casting and running this event. So, I hope.
All right, take care, everyone.
Hope you have a good day. Take care. We see lots of GGs in chat. Loads of people tuning in. This is a record for Groove of War. So thank you everybody for making this a wonderful experience streaming as well. And yeah, congratulations to Shu.